Hi everyone, today I'll solve the questions in the past paper IGCSE Mathematics 0580 in May-June 2023, and this is question paper 43. Question 1. A. Thomas sells a computer, a bike, and a phone. The amounts he receives are in the ratio computer to bike to phone equals 14 to 17 to 9. 1. Calculate the amount he receives for the phone as a percentage of the total. So first we'll check the number of units for the phone. The phone is 9 units and the total is 14 plus 17 plus 9 equals 14 plus 17 is 31. 31 plus 9 is 40 units. And the phone has 9 units. So the percentage will be 9 out of 40. Then we multiply it by 100%. So the answer is 22.5%. 22.5. Second question. The total amount he receives is $560. So you know that the total is 40 units. This means $560 is equal to 40 units. And now we need to calculate how much he receives for the bike. You see that the bike accounts for 17 units. The bike is 17 units. So to find how much he receives for the bike, we need to find the value of 1 unit by dividing $560 for 40 units. So this is the value of 1 unit. And then we multiply the value of 1 unit by 17 units to find the amount he receives for the bike. And the answer is $238. 238. Question 3. Thomas originally bought a bike for $195. This is the original amount. He wanted to make a profit of at least 25% when he sold it. Does Thomas make a profit of at least 25%? You must show on your working to support your decision. So at the beginning, he bought the bike for $195 and then he sold it for the bike is $238. Then he sold it for $238. And now we want to know the profit he makes. Is it 25% or more? So you know that the formula for the percentage, the profit percentage is equal to difference over origin. The difference is 238 subtract 195 and the original amount is 195. Then we multiply this by 100% and it is equal to 22%. So we say that Thomas does not make a profit of at least 25% because 22% is less than 25%. B. Ula invests $725 for 6 years. So this is the principal. 6 years is the time. In an account paying simple interest. Important information. At a rate of 1.3% per year. This is the interest rate. Calculate the total interest earned at the end of 6 years. So you know that in the simple interest, we have the formula for the interest. That is I equals PRT. P is the principal, $725. R is the interest rate, 1.3% per year. And the time is 6 years in this case. So the interest is $56.55. C. In a cell, On prices are reduced by 24%. Victor pays $36.86 for a pair of shoes in a sale. Calculate the original price of the shoes. So suppose that this is the original price, and in a sale it is reduced by 24%. And now we have the selling price, which is $36.86. So we need to find the original amount. You know that the original price is always 100%, and if it is reduced by 24%, then the selling price is only 76%, because 100 minus 24 equals 76. So now to find the original price, we need to divide 36.86 by 76 to find the value of 1%. And then we multiply the value of 1% by 100 to find 100%. So the answer is $48.50. Question 2. A. Anna records the number of text messages she receives for 14 days. 1. Complete the stem and leaf diagram. First of all, we check the numbers that has the tens digit. That is 1. Those numbers are 17, 15, 13, 18, and that's it. So now we need to order them from smallest to greatest. The smallest is 13 and then 15, 17, and 18. Now let's check the numbers that has the tens digits of 2. They are 22, 21, 27, 21, and 29. There are 5 numbers. And also 28, 6 numbers. So we order them from smallest to greatest. 21 is the smallest, and we have 2 numbers, 21, and then 22, 27, 28, and 29. Finally, the numbers that has the tens digits of 3 are 31, 31, 31, and 38. The key is that 1, 3 means 13 messages. Second question, find the median. You know that in this case there are 14 days, which means n is equal to 14. And the formula to find the position of the median is n plus 1 over 2. In this case, 14 plus 1 is 15. 15 over 2 is 7.5. This means the median is the value between the 7th and the 8th value. So we'll count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 7th value is 22. And the 8th value is 27. And the median is equal to the average of 22 and 27. 22 plus 27 is 49. 49 divided by 2 is 24.5. So the answer is 24.5. Third question. Find the mode. In this case, we see that the number 31 appears 3 times, while the other numbers only appears once or twice. So the mode is 31. Finally, find the range. The range is equal to the maximum value subject the minimum value. In this case, the maximum value is 38 and the minimum value is 13. So this one is 38 minus 13 equals 25. So the answer for the range is 25. B. In a shop, there are 4 red and 8 gray phones. Anna and Pete each pick one of these phones at random. Work out the probability that they both pick a gray phone. So we will find the total number of phones. 4 plus 8 equals 12 phones. And the probability that they both pick a gray phone is that for the first one, it is 8 gray out of 12 phones. And for the second one, now we only have 7 gray phones left, and the total number of phones is only 11 now. So this product is equal to 14 over 33. And the final answer is 14 over 33. Question 3. A. The scale drawing shows two sides, AB and BC of a field. The scale is 5 centimeters, represents 200 meters. 1. Measure the angle ABC. You can use your projector to measure the angle ABC. In this case, it is 118 degrees. Second question. X is a point on BC. BX is equal to 332 meters. Mark the point X on the diagram. You know that 5 centimeters is corresponding to 200 meters. So how many centimeters is corresponding to 332 meters? To find this, we need to multiply 5 by 332. Then we divide it by 200. So the answer is 8.3 centimeters. Thus, we need to plot the point X on BC so that the length of BX is 8.3 centimeters. Use your ruler to do this. The third question, find the scale in the form 1 to n. You know that the scale is 5 centimeters to 200 meters, and 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So 200 meters is equal to 200 times 100 equals 20,000 centimeters. So I will say that this is 5 centimeters to 20,000 centimeters. And to simplify this, we can divide both sides by 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1 centimeter. 20,000 divided by 5 is 4,000 centimeters. So the answer is 1 to 4,000. This is the scale. B. A bronze statue is 4.5 meters high and has a mass of 195,200 kilograms. The density of the bronze is 8,000 kilograms per cubic meter. The volume of a mathematically similar model of the statue is 0.385 cubic meters. Calculate the height of the model, knowing that the density is equal to mass divided by the volume. Density is equal to mass divided by the volume. So if you know the mass and the density, you can find the volume by dividing the mass by the density. In this case, the mass is 195,200 kilograms, and the density is here, 8,000 kilograms. So we can divide 195,200 kilograms by 8,000 kilograms per cubic meters. So the volume is 24.4 cubic meters. This is the volume of the statue. And you know that the volume of the model is 0.385 cubic meters. It is given in the question. And you also know that this one is the volume of the model. And this 4.5 is the height of the statue. Now we need to find the height of the model. You know the relationship between the ratio of the volume is equal to the cube of the ratio of the height of the state 2 and the height of the model. So the volume of the state 2 is 24.4 cubic meters. The volume of the model is 0.385. And the height of the state 2 is 4.5 meters. And the height of the model is what we want to find, the cube of this. So now we need to find the value of h. So first of all, we can take the cube root of both sides. The cube root of 24.4 over 0.385 is equal to 4.5 over height. Then the value of h is equal to 4.5 divided by the cube root of 24.4 over 0.385. So the final answer is 1.13 meters. Question 4. A, B, and C are 3 towns and the bearing of C from A is 114 degrees. B is due south of A and AC is equal to BC. Calculate the bearing of B from C. The bearing of B from C means we start this at C and then we find the angle between that and the line BC. So this is the bearing of B from C. So we see that this angle is 114 degrees and B is due south of A, which means 114 and this angle add up to 180 degrees because they are the angles on a straight line. So the angle CAB is equal to 180 subtract 114 degrees equals 66 degrees. Then this one is 66 degrees. And the angle ABC is also 66 degrees because the triangle ABC is an isosceles triangle. So I would say that the angle ABC is also equal to 66 degrees because of the isosceles triangle. Now to find the bearing of B from C, you should notice that this line and this line are 2 parallel lines. So if I extend this, you will see these are the 2 corresponding angles. So if ABC is equal to 66 degrees, then this one is also 66 degrees because they are corresponding angles. This is corresponding angles. And to find the bearing of B from C, we need to add 66 and the angle here. This is a straight angle, which is 180 degrees. So 66 plus 180 is equal to 246 degrees. Then the final answer is 246 degrees. Question B. PQR and S lie on a circle. MPN is a tangent to the circle at P. Angle MPS is 58 degrees. Angle PSR is 74 degrees. And angle QPN is 27 degrees. 1. Find the angle PRS. PRS is this red angle. We see that the angle PRS is the angle at the circumference subtended the chord SP. And the chord SP and the tangent PM also form an angle of 58 degrees. This means the angle PRS is equal to the angle MPS. So it is also equal to 58 degrees. Second question, find the angle PQR. PQR is this blue angle. We see that PQR and the angle PSR, they are the opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral. PQRS is a cyclic quadrilateral, so the two opposite angles should add up to 180 degrees. Then PQR plus PSR is 74 degrees. So to find the value of PQR, we subtract 74 from 180. So the answer is 106 degrees. This is 106 degrees. Finally, find the angle RPQ. RPQ is this black angle. This is an angle in the triangle PQR, and we know the value of the angle Q, so we'll try to find the angle of the angle R here. The angle PRQ. PRQ. It is the angle at the circumference subtended the chord PQ. And the chord PQ also form an angle with the tangent PN. The angle is 27 degrees. So PRQ is equal to QPN, which is 27 degrees. So this one is 27 degrees. Now to find the angle RPQ, RPQ, we will look at the triangle PQR. This one plus 106 degrees plus 27 degrees. They add up to 180 degrees. So to find the angle RPQ, we subtract 106 and 27 from 180. So the answer is 47 degrees. 47. Question C. A, B, and C lie on a circle center O with diameter AC. TAM and TBN are tangents to the circle, and angle ATO is 34 degrees. Using values and geometrical reasons, complete this statement to show that CB is parallel to OT. CB is parallel to OT. So that's what we want to prove. First, in triangle AOT and BOT, OT is a common side. Yes, OT is a common side of the two triangles. Then, the triangle OAT and the angle OBT is 90 degrees because TA and TB are the tangents, and the tangents should be perpendicular to the radius. So we say that the reason is radius is perpendicular to the tangent. Remember, TA is a tangent, so it is perpendicular to OA. Similarly, TB is perpendicular to OB. Finally, AT is equal to BT because TA and TB, they are the tangents to the circle from the point T. So we say that if the two tangents to the circle from the same point, which is the point T, then TA is equal to TB. So we say that the triangle AOT is congruent to the triangle BOT because of congruence criterion. First, we see that these two triangles are right angle triangle. And then AT is equal to BT. They are the side. Finally, OT is a common side. OT is actually the hypotenuse of these two right triangle. So the criterion is right angle hypotenuse side. Now look at the triangle AOT. We see that one angle is 34 degrees. This is 90 degrees. So 180 minus 90 minus 34 is equal to 56. That's why this angle AOT is 56 degrees. The same for this, also 56 degrees. And then the angle BOC. BOC is this blue angle. To find this blue angle, we see that AOC is a straight line. AOC is a straight line. So the angle BOC plus 56 is equal to 180 degrees because they are the angles on a straight line. So the angle BOC is equal to 180 subtract 56 and 56. So BOC is equal to 68 degrees. Here we go, 68, because angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees. Finally, we find the angle OBC. OBC, this black angle. You know that OBC is an isosceles triangle because OB and OC are equal. So to find the angle OBC, actually it is equal to the angle OCB. We will subtract 68 from 180. And then we divide it by 2 because the two base angles are equal. And this one is equal to 56 degrees. So the angle OBC is also 56 degrees. And what do you notice? I'll write this one first. 56 degrees because OBC is isosceles triangle. Now we see that the angle BOT is 56 degrees and the angle OBC is also 56 degrees. BOT and OBC, they are at the position of the alternate interior angles. So if they have the same size, then the line CB is parallel to the line OT. So we say that CB is parallel to OT because OBC is equal to BOT is equal to 56 degrees, and they are alternate interior angles. So that's it for question 4. Question 5. A. ABC is a scalene triangle on horizontal ground. AYX is a straight vertical post held in place by two straight wires XB and YC. AC is equal to 4.8 meters. BC is 5.6 meters and angle ACB is 20.4 degrees. 1. Calculate the side AB. So look at the triangle ABC. We'll apply the cos rule to this triangle. AB squared is equal to CA squared plus CB squared minus 2 times CA times CB times cos of C. Now we substitute the numbers. CA is 4.8. CB is 5.6. Subtract 2 times 4.8 and 5.6. The angle ACB is 20.4 degrees. So this is AB squared. And if you want to find AB, you take the square root of this. So the answer is 2.00 meters. Second question. Angle XBA is 64 degrees. XBA, this one is 64 degrees. Now we calculate the length of AX. This one is AX. From question 1, we see that the line AB is 2.00 meters. And AB is the adjacent to the angle B. AX is the opposite side to the angle B. So we should use TOE, opposite over adjacent. So we say that tan of the angle ABX, tan of the angle ABX or XBA is equal to opposite AX over adjacent AB. So XBA is 64 degrees. AX is what we want to find. And AB is 2 meters. So the length of AX is equal to 2 multiplied by tan 64 degrees. So it is 4.11 meters. The third question. AY is 2.9 meters. Calculate the area of triangle YAC. AY, this is 2.9 meters. Now we calculate the area of the triangle AYC. The area of the triangle AYC is equal to the base AC multiplied by the height AY. Then we divide it by 2, which is 4.8 multiplied by 2.9 divided by 2 equals 6.96 square meters. Question B. In triangle PQR, M is the midpoint of PQ. This M is the midpoint of PQ, which means PM is equal to MQ. RM is 8 centimeters. Angle PRM is 30 degrees. And angle RMQ is 75 degrees. Now we need to calculate the length of PQ. This is the length of PQ. First, we see that the angle RMP is 75 degrees. So we can find the size of this angle. Because they are the angles on a straight line, so PMR plus 75 degrees is 180 degrees. Angles on a straight line add up to 180. So to find the size of PMR, we subtract 75 from 180, which is 105 degrees. So this is 105 degrees. Now, we also know that this is 30 degrees, so we can find the size of the angle P. RPM plus 30 degrees plus 105 degrees is also 180 because they are the angles in a triangle. Angles in a triangle also add up to 180 degrees. So we subtract 30 and 105 from 180. So the answer for this is 45 degrees. This one is 45 degrees. 45 degrees is opposite to 8 centimeters. So we can find the length of the side that is opposite to 30 degrees using the sin rule. And now we'll apply the sin rule in the triangle PMR. Look at the triangle PMR. We see that sin 45 degrees over the opposite side 8 centimeters. It is equal to sin 30 degrees over the opposite side is PM. So from this we can find the length of PM, which is 8 multiplied by sin 30 degrees over sin 45 degrees. And this is equal to 4 root 2. Finally, you know that M is the midpoint of PQ. So to find the length of PQ, we double the length of PM, which means 2 times 4 root 2 equals 8 root 2. And this is equal to 11.3 meters. Question 6. A. The cumulative frequency table shows information about the speed of each of 200 cars as they pass a speed camera. So the horizontal line shows the speed in kilometers per hour, and the vertical line shows the cumulative frequency. So now we need to draw the cumulative frequency diagram. First, we'll plot the points 70, 12, 80, 46, 90, 115, 95, 155, 100, 177, and 120, 200. So let's start from the first point, 70, 12. This is 10, so 70, 12 is here. Next, 80, 46, 80, 46, here it is. Then 90, 115, 90, 115, here it is. Next point, 95, 155. This is 95 and 155 is here. The next point, 100, 177. 100, 177. Finally, 120 and 200. 120, 200 is here. So now we'll join these points using a curved line. So that's how we complete a cumulative frequency diagram. Second question, use your cumulative frequency diagram to find an estimate of the median. You know that the median is, to find the median, we'll find 50% of n. In this case, there are 200 cars, so 50% of 200 cars is 100. So we'll start from 100. We move to the right until we touch this point, and then we move down. So the median is 89. This is the median, Q2, 89 kilometers per hour. B. Find the interquartile range. You know the interquartile range is equal to upper quartile subtract lower quartile. To find the upper quartile, we find 75% of 200, which is 150. And to find the lower quartile, we find 25% of 200, which is 50. So we find the 150th and the 50th value. 150 is here. We move to the right and then we move down to find the upper quartile. So the upper quartile Q3 is 94 and the lower quartile is at 50. This is 50. We move to the right and then we move down. This is around 81. Q1 is around 81 kilometers per hour. So Q3 is 94, subject Q1 81, and the answer is 13 kilometers per hour. So this is the interquartile range. C. Find the number of cars with a speed greater than 110 kilometers per hour. So we'll start from 110 kilometers per hour here. Then we move up until we touch the graph. At this point, then we need to move to the left. And this value is 194. So to find the number of cars, you subtract 194 from 200 equals 6 cars. So the answer for question C is 6 cars. B. The frequency table shows information about the mass of each of 50 trucks. So 1. Calculate an estimate for the mean mass of the trucks. To find the mean mass, first we need to find the middle value of each interval. The middle value of 2,000 and 2,600 is 2,300. Or you can explain that 2,000 plus 2,600 is 4,600. And 4,600 divided by 2 equals 2,300. So we multiply the middle value 2,300 by the frequency 12. Similarly, when we add up 2,600 and 3,500, it is 6,100. 6,100 divided by 2 is 3,050. So we multiply 3,050 by the frequency 15. Then 3,500 plus 5,000 is 8,500. 8,500 divided by 2 is 4,250. So we also multiply 4,250 by the frequency 16. Finally, 5,000 plus 5,700 is 10,700. 10,700 divided by 2 is 5,350. So we multiply 5,350 by the frequency 7. Finally, we divide this total by 50 trucks. There are 50 trucks altogether. So the mean is 3,576 kilograms. Second question. In a histogram showing this information, the height of the first block is 6 centimeters. Calculate the heights of the remaining 3 blocks. To draw the histogram, we need to know the frequency density. And you know the formula for the frequency density is equal to frequency divided by class width. For the first block, suppose that this is the first block, the frequency density is equal to, the frequency is 12, divided by the class width, which is 2,600 subtract 2,000. So it is 12 over 600. And the frequency density of the second block is 15 over 3,500 subtract 2,600. So this is 15 over 900. Then for the third block, the frequency is 16 over the class width, 5,000, subject 3,500. So it is 16 over 1,500. Finally, for the last block, the frequency is 7 over the class width, 5,700, subject 5,000. So it is 7 over 700. According to the question, the height of the first block is 6 centimeters. So this one is corresponding to 6 centimeters. Now we need to find the height of the other 3 blocks. To do this, we will multiply 15 over 900 by 6 centimeters. Then we divide it by 12 over 600. And this is equal to 5 centimeters. Similarly, we multiply 16 over 1,500 by 6. Then we divide it by 12 over 600. So this is 3.2 centimeters. And finally, for this, we multiply 7 over 700 by 6. Then we divide it by 12 over 600. So the answer is 3 centimeters. So we say that the first is 5, the second block is 5, the third block is 3.2, and the fourth block is 3 centimeters high. Question 7a. The diagram shows the graph of a function. Put a ring around the word which correctly identifies the type of function. Reciprocal. The form of the reciprocal is like this. Quadratic is like this. Cubic, exponential, and linear is a straight line. So of course, in this case, we choose a cubic function. B. On the diagram, sketch the graph of y equals 1 over 2x. 1 over 2x is a reciprocal function, so the graph should be something like this. But to draw this graph, we should draw a table of values for x and y. If x is equal to negative 2, then 1 over 2 times negative 2 is negative 1 over 4. And if x is negative 1, then y is equal to 1 over 2 times negative 1, which is negative 1 over 2. If x is equal to 1, then y is 1 over 2. And if x is 2, then y equals 1 over 4. So we'll plot these points, negative 1, negative 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Negative 2, negative 1/4 is here. Negative 1, negative 1/2 is here. Then 1, 1/2 it's here. And finally 2, 1/4 is here. So the graph will be like this. Now solve the equation 1 over 2x equals 2x. To solve this equation, we can cross-multiply these two. So 1 is equal to 2x multiplied by 2x, which is 4x squared. And if 4x squared is equal to 1, then x squared is equal to 1 over 4. We divide both sides by 4. Then x is equal to positive and negative the square root of 1 over 4, which is positive and negative 1/2. So positive 1/2 is 0.5 and negative 1/2 is negative 0.5. C. On the diagram, sketch the graph of y equals sin x for x from 0 to 360 degrees. So to do this, we'll draw a table of values for x and y. If x is 0, sin 0 is 0. When x is 90, sin 90 is 1. Sin of 180 degrees is 0. Sin of 270 degrees is negative 1. And sin of 360 degrees is 0. So we'll plot the point 0, 0, 90, 1. 180, 0. 270, negative 1. And 360, 0. And now we'll join these points together. So this is the graph of y equals sin x. Second question, solve the equation 3 sin x plus 1 equals 0. First, I will make sin x a subject by subtracting both sides. Subtracting 1 from both sides. So this is negative 1. And now, to find sin x, we divide both sides by 3. So the equation becomes sin x equals negative 1/3. And now you will use your calculator to find the inverse of sin negative 1/3. So x is equal to negative 19.47. This is the value in your calculator. And the second value will be 180 subtract negative 19.47 degrees. So the second value is 199.5 degrees. And for the first value, if it is negative, we need to add 360 degrees to find the positive value for it, 340.5 degrees. So we have two different answers. The first is 199.5 and the second is 340.5. If you look at the graph, you will see that this means we have two graphs. The first is y equals sin x, which is what we just draw on the graph. And the second line is y equals negative 1/3. So we'll draw the line y equals negative 1/3 here. And this is the first value, 199.5. And this is the second value, 340.5. Question 8. A shop sells shirts for X dollars and jackets for X plus $27. The shop sells 4 shirts, which means the cost of 4 shirts is 4X, and the price for 3 jackets is 3 times X plus 27. The total for this is $194.75. So this is the equation. And now we need to find the cost of one shirt. The cost of one shirt means we find X. So I will rewrite 4X. 3 times X is 3X. 3 times 27 is 81. And we also write the right-hand side again. 4X plus 3X is 7X plus 81 equals 194.75. Now we subtract 81 from both sides. And it is equal to 113.75. So to find the value of X, we divide both sides by 7. And the answer is $16.25. So the cost of one shirt is $16.25. B. Solve simultaneous equations you must show on your working. We see that the first equation has x squared, so we should start from the second equation, which is only x and y. We will make y the subject. Y is equal to negative 8 minus 5x, and I will substitute this into the first equation. So the first equation becomes x squared plus 4 times y. Y is negative 8 minus 5x, and it is equal to 37. So 4 times negative 8 is negative 32. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. And then we also subtract 37 from both sides. Now let's simplify this. X squared minus 20x. Negative 32 minus 37 equals negative 69 equals 0. Now this is a quadratic equation. And to solve this equation, we need to find two numbers that multiply to be the first and the last number, the product of these two, which is negative 69. And those two numbers must add up to the middle coefficient, which is negative 20. So those two numbers should be negative 23 and 3. Because negative 23 add 3 equals negative 20. So that's why we say that this one is equal to x minus 23 times x plus 3 equals 0. And thus x minus 23 is equal to 0, or x plus 3 equals 0. For the first equation, x is 23, and the second value for x is negative 3. For x equals 23, y is equal to negative 8 minus 5 times 23. So y is equal to negative 123. And for the second value, when x is negative 3, y is negative 8 minus 5 times negative 3. So this is negative 8 plus 15, which is 7. So we have two values for x and y. When x is 23, y is negative 123. And when x is negative 3, y is 7. C. A solid cylinder has radius x centimeters. Suppose that this is a cylinder. The radius is x centimeters, and the height is 6x. And we also have a sphere. The radius of the sphere is r centimeters. And these two shapes have the same surface area. The surface area of the sphere is equal to the total surface area of the cylinder. Then we need to show that r squared is equal to 7 over 2x squared. So first of all, we need to find the total surface area of the cylinder. We see that it is the base area pi r squared. In this case, r is x. And we have the top and the bottom face. So it is 2 pi r squared. This is the base area times 2. And we need to add the curved surface area. When you unfold a cylinder, it will be like this. The curved surface area is equal to the circumference multiplied by the height. The height is 6x. The circumference is 2 pi x. So we say that the curved surface areas is 2 pi x multiplied by 6x. So this one is equal to 2 pi x squared plus 12 pi x squared, which is 14 pi x squared. And for the sphere, the surface area of the sphere is equal to 4 pi r squared. It is given in the question. And according to the question, the surface area of the sphere is equal to the total surface area of the cylinder, which means 14 pi x squared is equal to 4 pi r squared. We cancel pi and pi, so we have 14x squared equals 4r squared. So now I will divide both sides by 4. So 14x squared over 4 is equal to r squared. 14 over 4 means 7 over 2. X squared equals r squared. This is what we want to prove. Question 9a. The diagram shows a shape made from a square ABCD and two equal sectors of a circle. The square has side 11 centimeters. So this one is 11 centimeters. 11, and so on. MAP and DCA are straight lines. Calculate the area of the shape. So we know that the shape includes one square with the side of 11 centimeters and the two equal sectors of a circle. They can form a semicircle. If we combine them together, we'll form a semicircle. And the radius of the semicircle is also 11 centimeters. So the area of the square is 11 squared plus the area of the semicircle is pi r squared divided by 2. So this one is equal to 311 square centimeters. Second question, calculate the perimeter of the shape. So the perimeter of the shape includes 11, and 11. So we have 11 times 4. Plus, I will first write down 11 times 4. And now, for the other two sides, two curved sides, this is a quarter of a circle plus a quarter of a circle. So it can be a half of the circumference of the circle. 1/2 of the circumference. You know the circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. In this case, the radius is 11. So this one is equal to 78.6 centimeters. 78.6. B. The diagram shows a cube ABCDEFGH of h 7 centimeters. 7. This is a cube. Calculate the angle between AG and the base. AG is this line. You see that GC is perpendicular to the base. So the angle between AG and the base is actually the angle between AG and AC, which means the angle GAC. And this is a right angle triangle. So first I will try to find the length of AC. You know that ABCD is a square. So to find the length of AC squared is equal to AB squared plus BC squared using the Pythagoras theorem, which means 7 squared plus 7 squared. So AC is equal to the square root of 7 squared plus 7 squared, which means 7 root 2. And now, we see that AC is the adjacent to the angle A. And GC is the opposite of the angle A. So we will use opposite over adjacent. Tan of the angle GAC is equal to opposite GC over adjacent AC, which means GC is 7, AC is 7 root 2. So this is equal to 1 over root 2. And GAC is equal to the inverse of tan, 1 over root 2. So it is equal to 35.3 degrees. 35.3 degrees. Question 10. The table shows some values for y equals 2 to the power of x minus 3. So, to find the value of y, we'll substitute x equals negative 1 into this. So y is equal to 2 to the power of negative 1 minus 3, which is negative 2.5. Similarly, this is 2 to the power of 0 minus 3, which is 1 minus 3 equals negative 2. And this is 2 to the power of 1 minus 3 equals negative 1, and so. Now on the grid, we will draw the graph. So we'll plot these points on the graph. The first point, negative 2, negative 2.75. Here it is. The second point, negative 1, negative 2.5. Next point, 0, negative 2. 0.5, negative 1.58. 1.58. Here it is. 1, negative 1 is here. 1.5, negative 0.17. 2, 1. And finally 2.5, 2.66. So we'll join these points together. And that's it. C. Use your graph to solve the equation 2 to the power of x minus 3 equals 2. So in this case, we will have two lines. The first one is y equals 2 to the power of x minus 3. This is what we just draw on the graph. And the second line is y equals 2. So we draw the line y equals 2. It is a horizontal line. And the intersection is this. The intersection is 2.3. So the answer is x equals 2.3. D. By drawing a suitable straight line, solve the equation 2 to the power of x minus 1.5 equals 0. So first of all, I will try to convert it into 2 to the power of x minus 3. So I need to add 3 again. And then I'll rewrite minus x minus 1.5 as it is in the question. So 2 to the power of x minus 3 is what I want to keep. And then I have plus 3 minus 1.5. So it is plus 1.5 minus x equals 0. Now I will keep 2 to the power of x minus 3. And I move the others to the right. So it is x minus 1.5 on the right hand side. So we will need to draw two lines. The first line is 2 to the power of x minus 3. And the second line is y equals x minus 1.5. The first line is given. We just draw it on the graph. And now we need to draw the second line. To draw the second line, we need to create a table of values. When x equals 0, y is negative 1.5. And when x equals 1, y is negative 0.5. So we plot these 2 points. 0, negative 1.5 here. The next point is 1, negative 0.5. Here it is. So we'll join them together. And we see that there are 2 intersections. The first one is negative 1. And the second intersection is here, around 1.6. This is negative 1 and 1.6. So we say that there are 2 answers, negative 1 and 1.6. Question 11. M has coordinates 4, 1 and N has coordinates negative 2, negative 7. Find the length of MN. MN is equal to the square root of xn minus xm squared plus yn minus ym squared. So we'll substitute xn is negative 2, xm is 4. Yn is negative 7, ym is 1. So this one is equal to 10. B. Find the gradient of Mn. The gradient of Mn is Yn minus Ym, difference in y over difference in x. Yn is negative 7 minus 1 over negative 2 minus 4. So this is equal to negative 8 over negative 6. And we can simplify it to 4/3. C. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of Mn. You know, a perpendicular bisector of Mn needs 2 things. First, it is perpendicular to Mn. And if a line is perpendicular to Mn, then the gradient of that line multiplied by the gradient of Mn must be negative 1. And the second property is that it passes through the midpoint of Mn. Midpoint of Mn. So, first, let's talk about the gradient. Because the gradient of this line multiplied by the gradient of Mn is negative 1. And the gradient of Mn is 4/3. We just found it in question B. So the gradient of the perpendicular bisector is negative 1 divided by 4/3 equals negative 3 over 4. And now let's talk about the midpoint. The midpoint of Mn is, we use the formula, the average of xm plus xn over 2 and ym plus yn over 2. Look at the question. Xm is 4. Xn is negative 2 over 2. Ym is 1 and yn is negative 7 over 2. So 4 minus 2 is 2, 2 over 2 is 1. 1 minus 7 is negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So this is the midpoint of Mn. Now we know that the gradient is negative 3 over 4 and the midpoint is 1, negative 3. So we'll substitute them into the equation. Y equals mx plus c. Y is negative 3. X is 1. And the gradient is negative 3 over 4 plus c. So c is equal to negative 3 minus negative 3 over 4 times 1. So C is negative 9 over 4. Finally, we know the value of M and C. We know that M is negative 3 over 4 and C is negative 9 over 4. So the equation is y equals negative 3 over 4x minus 9 over 4. Question 12. The equation of a curve is y equals x to the power of 4 minus 8x squared plus 5. A. Find the derivative dy over dx. The derivative of x to the power of 4 is 4x cubed. The derivative of x squared is 2x. And the derivative of 5 is 0. So we simplify this into 4x cubed minus 8 times 2x is 16x. Now we'll find the coordinates of 3 turning points. To find the turning point, we'll let the derivative of the function to be 0, which means 4x cubed minus 16x equals 0. We'll factorize this. 4x is a common factor and we have x squared minus 4 is left. Once again, we will factorize x squared minus 4, which is x squared minus 2 squared, or x minus 2 times x plus 2 equals 0. So x can be 0, x can be 2, and x can be negative 2. When x equals 0, y is equal to 0 to the power 4 minus a times 0 squared plus 5, which is 5. When x equals 2, y is 2 to the power 4 minus a times 2 squared plus 5 equals negative 11. And when x equals negative 2, y is negative 2 to the power 4 minus 8 times negative 2 squared plus 5, and it is also negative 11. So the 3 turning points are 0, 5, 2, negative 11, and negative 2, negative 11. C. Determine which one of these turning points is a maximum. Justify your answer. You know that if y is equal to ax to the power 4 plus bx cubed plus cx squared plus dx plus a, and if a is a positive number, then the graph will be like this. And if a is a negative number, then the graph will be like this. In this case, we see that a is a positive number. Y equals x to the power 4 minus 8x squared plus 5. We see that a is equal to 1. It is a positive number. So the graph will be like this. And the first point, the second point, this is the third point. So the left-hand side should be negative 2, negative 11. And the middle point is 0, 5. And the right point is 2, negative 11. So the maximum point is 0, 5. This is the final answer.